So I want to do a video on the MSR Whisperlite Stove. Now, I've already did a couple videos on this stove, and it gets thousands of hits and tons of questions and comments. And in this video, I just want to try to answer some of the most top asked questions that I get about this stove. This is the MSR Whisperlite Shaker. This is not the International. This is the Shaker series. You can get this stove for about $79 plus shipping. It does not come with the bottles. They make about 3 different size bottles. The bottles are sold separately. I get asked a lot, why is the stove so close to the bottle? Isn't that kind of dangerous? Well, before I bought this thing years ago, I used to think the same thing. But you got to figure that heat rises on it. Now, once I had a pretty wide pan on it where the heat kind of came out here. The bottle did get a little warm, but it never got to the point where you couldn't touch the bottle. So really, it has not ever been an issue of how close the stove is to the bottle. I get asked a lot about the pump, guys. How long is this pump going to last? Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It ain't going to last forever. I mean, nothing in this world lasts forever. It is plastic, and it does have moving parts in it. Now, I've had this one for about 6 years, and I haven't had any problems with it. I had somebody write me and said that he replaced his pump after 15 years. So, hey, if you get 15 years out of a $79 investment, I'm pretty happy with that. If the pump went out on this one, I'd probably just buy the whole new stove again. You can get a replacement pump for it. They sell them separately. I have read reviews that the replacement pump isn't near as good as the original pump. Now, I don't know, I've never bought one, but that's just what I've read. In one of my videos, I mentioned that I had to replace a rubber seal. What had happened is this is how you turn it on and off, is this little switch right here. And what I was doing was really clamping down on it, and really basically all you got to do is just gently shut it off. And what it did is it compressed the rubber seal inside there. So what was happening was I would shut it off, the stove would go out, but it would keep putting fuel in this little pot down here, in this little cup. So it was a self-inflicted, I mean, I caused that problem, is why that happened. About 4 years ago, I had an issue with this stove. The night before, I disconnected the bottle from the stove, and the next morning I hooked it up. Lit the stove, it went for about 5 seconds, went out. I light it again, go about 5-10 seconds, and it would go out. Well, what had happened is the night before when I disconnected this end went down into the dirt. Not thinking, the next morning I got up, I just jammed it in there, and that was the problem. What happened is a little speck of dirt got in here. There's a little cable that goes down into the line, which is easily fixed. If I had more time in the video, I'd show you how to do it. But this little cable comes out, and you just clean the little cable off, blow out the line, and it worked like a champ again. About a year ago, I did a video on using unleaded gasoline in this stove. Now, I want to make it clear, I do not suggest using unleaded gasoline. It's a dirty fuel. I think if you used it all the time, you'd start having issues. It would start clogging stuff up. If you ever look in the bottom of your gas can that you use for your lawnmower, you'll see there's always sediment down in the bottom of it, little particles of dirt. When they refine gasoline, it's still a dirty fuel. The only reason I did that test is to see if it worked, and it does work. Don't get me wrong, gasoline works in this thing. And in emergency situation, and that's all I had was unleaded gasoline out of my lawnmower, out of a generator, out of the car, to cook something, I would do it. I would use gasoline just because I'm kind of familiar with it. People ask me, is it dangerous? Well, sure, it's dangerous. Anytime you put fuel in a bottle and you pump it up and you pressurize it, it's dangerous. Coleman fuel that I use in this thing all the time, sure, it's dangerous. Gasoline's dangerous. So yeah, I mean, anytime you put fuel in a bottle and pressurize it, it's probably going to be dangerous. But like I say, I don't suggest using gasoline in it because it is dirty, but it does work. That's why I did the video, just to see if it works, and it does work. Another question I get asked a lot is, can you burn alcohol in it? The answer is no. Do not put alcohol in this stove. One thing, alcohol will eat plastic. There's little rubber seals in here in this pump. It'll eat that in a heartbeat. It would be really dangerous to put alcohol in this thing and try to burn it. So the answer to that is absolutely not. Do not put alcohol in this stove. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope I've answered some of the questions about this stove. Will you ever have a problem? Eventually, I'm sure you will. I'm not going to lie to you. Eventually, you'll probably have a little glitch. Most of the time, it's self-inflicted. You caused the problem. But if you have any mechanical sense whatsoever, you can fix it right on the spot and have it working like a champ in no time flat. On a scale of 1 to 10, I rate this a 10. I use this stove all the time. There's a reason Backpacker Magazine rated it #1 for so many years. It's proven, it works. It works in cold weather real well. But it's a great little stove. MSR came out with a great little stove right here. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching.